Welcome to Healing, Hope, and Health, the program Hospice of Washington County believes educates, inspires, and comforts. I'm Bernadette Wagner, and today it's my privilege to introduce Chloe Grass, a nurse of more than 30 years who has a passion for sharing her knowledge and wisdom about all life stages. Chloe joins us today for Healing, Hope, and Health's debut book review. She's here to share her thoughts on Being Mortal, Medicine and What Matters in the End, a book that has been creating a lot of buzz and garnering a lot of press. Welcome, Chloe. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So this book was written by Dr. Atul Gawande in 2014. He wrote this book after he was struggling personally with what he calls the unfixable problems of aging and dying. What does he mean by that?
Well, as you know, we all age and we all die eventually. And we haven't found a cure for dying yet, so that is the big unfixable problem, I guess. And in the medical world, we're all about working with treatments and curing things. And as our bodies age, bones and teeth get soft, calcifications come into the vessels and things, and we can't fix those things. And so that's what the unfixable is, that as we age, cures aren't always the same thing. We don't cure things anymore.
And sometimes our cures can prolong even more pain.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So he talks about that physicians are basically optimists and that they want to provide solution after solution. And often that makes the end-of-life conversations difficult for them to hold because they are such optimists. What do you think that his feelings are about palliative medicine? Well, and what is palliative medicine?
Well, first of all, palliative medicine is not looking so much at a cure as taking care of symptoms that come up, maybe pain, maybe shortness of breath that's associated with some condition. And when we understand that maybe a cure isn't possible, something we might do at age 40 is very different than something we might suggest to someone at age 80 because our bodies are in different states.
So, but palliative care, the idea of palliative medicine is to address symptoms to enhance quality of life, correct?
Exactly. It may not be about quantity, how many days we can get out of this, but what's our quality each day and how do we enjoy each day of life?
He says in his book, Dr. Gawande says, hope is crucial to the human experience, but that hope may need to be redefined. Can you explain what he means in that?
Again, we get back to the idea that some people feel like their hope is kind of put into cures and the treatments that come along. And I think sometimes those types of hopes change into what is my well-being about, what's the best day possible for me. How can I live a comfortable daily life as opposed to seeking out the best possible treatment that may make me very uncomfortable and not feel so hopeful.
So does Dr. Gawande come up with a guidance for other physicians about when they should have conversations about end of life? For him, what is the point when physicians need to say to their patients that we have other ways of defining hope for you?
Well, definitely when, say, the treatment measures the negatives outweigh the positives, you know, when you don't have as much benefit from that treatment anymore. And sometimes that's hard for a doctor to decide. So we as healthcare partakers, so to speak, consumers, need to be having those conversations with our physician too. So if they aren't bringing them up, we need to bring them up.
And also, we as healthcare consumers should be having that conversations with our spouses and our children.
Exactly.
Right?
There's one scenario in the book where a daughter's father was in the ICU, and she said, "I don't even know what he wants," and here I'm supposed to be his healthcare power of attorney, so to speak, to make decisions. And she finally ran back and he said, what is it that's quality of life for you? What do you want? He said, well, if I can watch football and eat ice cream, that's the most important to me. So she told the doctor, she said, will this treatment allow him to watch football and eat ice cream? And he said, oh yes. So they went ahead with it. But those things need to happen before someone gets in an ICU, definitely.
Right. So the idea is that the decision to seek treatment really needs to rest with that person and in relationship with their physician.
Yes, yes. And that person really needs to know what their values are long before, all through life, these conversations happen.
And Dr. Gawande suggests a guide for physician-patient relationships, and he suggests a series of questions. Can you talk about that?
And he would encourage physicians more often to start asking people, you know, what's your understanding of your disease?
And even prior to.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Oh, what is your what are your goals in life if some illness would worsen? What are your fears if that happens, especially when they're in the middle of it? What are our fears? Often pain. And then what are we willing to sacrifice or not sacrifice? And again, those values change. If we're 40, we might be willing to sacrifice a little bit more for a longer life, whereas when we're 70 or 80, sacrifice is very different. You know, comfortable days with family sometimes are more important than going to that next chemotherapy or that next dialysis.
Especially if there's going to be a negative side effect from that.
Exactly, with nausea and vomiting, things like that.
Chloe, Being Mortal, the book is chock full of very thought-provoking information. What was your take-home message as you read this book? And I know that you led a discussion on this at your church. What was your take-home message? What did you want the folks in your group to take home with them?
I think first of all, figuring out what their values are for end-of-life care before we get in that situation. And then second of all, making sure those conversations happen with physicians, with loved ones, with people that will be responsible for you if you can't speak for yourself. That to me is the most important part from this book, and he gives many different scenarios on how that happens, even to the point of how his father spoke to him about what he wanted at end of life. So he comes at it from a very personal way also.
So in addition to reading this book, there was a story on Frontline. Is that something our viewers can also take a look at?
Yes, on PBS Frontline program, there was, he had a program called Being Mortal also, and it covers some of the scenarios in the books, that were presented. So that would be another way to, if you don't have time to read the book, definitely take an hour and watch that show. It's worth it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Chloe.
Thank you.
In sharing her thoughts on Dr. Guanti's book, Chloe has given us a lot to think about, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. Being Mortal is an interesting book that explores the intersection of life, death, medicine, and what matters in the end. I encourage you to read this book, and if you'd like to, join Chloe and Linda Beckman, a grief counselor at hospice, on Wednesday, July 29th at 5 p.m. for discussion. We'll have a light meal. This event is free, but registration is required. I hope to see you there. We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm the hometown favorite.
I'll outsmart you.
I will beat you.
I'll be surrounded by fans cheering me on.
There's no place like home for fighting cancer.
My turf.
My time.
My team.
Expert care, close to home. The John R. Marsh Cancer Center at Meritus Health.
Arbors Carson Jewelers has been your community jeweler for over 110 years. We have the region's largest selection of diamonds, designer jewelry, including bridal, gold, and silver fashion jewelry, and fine Swiss timepieces. We strive to combine quality, expert personal attention, and affordable financing to create an exceptional shopping experience aimed at exceeding your expectations. At Carson's Jewelers, there's something for everyone that will bring a smile to that someone special in your life.
Hi, I am Dr. Olenzak at the Pain and Spine Institute. I specialize in the most advanced procedures and technology available in pain management. At your visits and procedures, you will always see me for continuity of care. I would like to thank all of my patients for allowing me to provide you with the specialized care that you need. To give you this level of care requires a team. This is your team at the Pain and Spine Institute. To become a patient, call 301-739-7900 or go to painfree-md.com.
Welcome back. It's my pleasure now to introduce the owner and founder of Hub City Auction, Ron Hamner. Mr. Hamner, who has been an auctioneer for the past 14 years, decided to use his talents and expertise to help raise funds to support Hospice of Washington County's first hospice house. He joins us today to talk about the Memory Maker dinner auction for Dewey's House. Welcome, Ron.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, I'm so glad you could be here. So tell me and tell our viewers a little bit how this idea came about and why you decided to get involved.
Well, I had known Neil Glessner from a local club we were both involved in, and Neil started to frequent my business occasionally with his son, and I knew he was undertaking this task of building the first hospice house in Washington County, and I had a small understanding of it, but I understood the whole idea behind it, and I pulled Neil aside one day and I said, if there's ever anything we can do together, I think it would be beneficial and a lot of fun.
Right.
So
that's how you got involved.
That's how it all started, yep.
Now this auction sounds like a huge undertaking. Who else is working on this with you? Do you have a committee or?
Yes, we have a committee of approximately, it seems to change a little every week as we add people, because people are coming on board.
Because they're excited.
They're excited and they're seeing what's happening. But I'm thinking it's probably 10 people roughly. We have people from all walks of life, and they're doing a fantastic job coming up with, right now it's looking like 150 or so items, maybe more.
And how does this auction differ from typical charity auctions?
Well, for one thing, I wanted to make it a community event. I wanted to make it an event that everybody could afford to attend, and everybody could afford to donate something to, whether it would be an item or their talents. So what we decided to do, because of hospice and what they stand for, the enrichment, the end-of-life experiences, we're having, as part of our live auction, rewarding life-enriching experiences, be it bucket list items like a helicopter ride, or we have there's a young lady who frequents my business who happens to be a published author. She has written 5 teen fantasy books. She has donated her time to mentor an aspiring writer. We have a guitar player from, he has played with several popular local bands, and he will be giving guitar lessons.
Oh, that's exciting.
We have one gentleman, and we have great items too. We have gift certificates and those kind of things, which will be in the silent auction. In the live auction, we're going to stick with the experiences. We have getaways. We had a gentleman donate 4 days in Myrtle Beach, barefoot resorts.
That's great.
It's very nice, very nice. And Ocean City, and just anything you could think of.
And I heard you have a couple local celebrities who are auctioning items as well, skiing with Tom Reifert and...
I know those things were in the works. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was one of the ones that I had mentioned to me. Cool. When and where?
We have.
Go ahead.
I know we have lunch with Lou.
Oh, lunch with Lou Scally. That'll be fun.
Yes.
Everybody will bid on that. When and where will this auction be held?
This be held July the 18th. The doors will open at 4:30. It'll be at Hager Hall on the Dual Highway.
Okay.
It's a nice. We have the grand ballroom. Like I said, doors open at 4:30. Silent auction starts at 5, ends at 6. We start the dinner at 6, live auction at 7.
Oh, that's great. And you're going to be doing that call, so that's exciting.
I'll be doing the live auction, and Mr. Phil Miller from the local radio station will be our MC for the evening.
Oh, that's great. And how much are the tickets?
Well, the tickets are $35. A table for 8 is $250, but I have to say, however, we have decided to give every ticket holder a $35 credit towards the auction.
So basically your ticket's free?
Basically your ticket's free, plus you're getting a buffet dinner.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yes.
That's really great.
So keep that in mind when you're looking at the ticket price.
So this is really what you were saying, you want everybody involved. You want, this is available to everybody.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Hospice serves the community, and I feel as though the community should be involved.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being here, Ron. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to thank Ron for joining us for today's show, and on behalf of Hospice of Washington County, extend our appreciation to Hub City Auctions for generously and tirelessly working to support Dowie's House. To me, community is realized when each and every person contributes according to his or her ability and skill for the overall good. Not everybody can host an auction to support Dowie's House, but perhaps most of us can attend the event. Remember, the Memory Maker auction will be held on Saturday, July 18th at Hager Hall. Again, the doors will open at 4:30, silent auction at 5, dinner at 6, and live auction at 7 with Ron. Join us in making wonderful memories at the Memory Maker Dinner Auction. Hope to see you all there.
People don't realize it takes a lot to care for a family member in your home. John's dad was very headstrong, so I think that was a lot for him to get over and try to come to terms with that he had terminal illness. I would recommend everybody to get hospice involved at the get-go. When you first learn about it, get it set up, it's going to make it, I mean, it's terrible what you're going through already, but it's going to make it easier for you in the long run because we couldn't have done it without them.
Call Hospice today. Hospice of Washington County, when time matters most.
This is our home. It's where we've all decided to put down roots and raise families, not because we had to, because we wanted to. And as a business owner, you pour every ounce of energy into doing what's right for you in this community, and you won't and you don't stop until you get what you want, and neither do we. We're Antietam Cable Productions, and it's time to stand up and be seen and heard. You have a voice, and we'll help you tell your story. Antietam Cable Productions, putting the beat into the heart of your business.
From the smallest item of jewelry to the largest ceramic elephant, every 10,000 villages handcrafted product makes a remarkable journey.
All over the world, our products travel similar paths, over thousands of miles and years of artistic tradition. Our handcrafted gifts represent work that builds villages and sustains souls. They are the dream of a better life made real. Every product is a miracle.
Welcome back. I'm glad you're still with us. Hospice Washington County has opened 3 community life centers with the goal of bringing bereavement service into the hearts of underserved communities. Additionally, HWC invites local residents and nonprofits interested in offering programs that strengthen the community to use the life centers at no cost. Robbie Doty is a sophomore at the Barbara Ingram School for the Arts. He's passionate about theater, but also has a keen interest in computers. At the age of 13, he built his own computer, one he still uses every day. This summer, Robbie will be teaching a program called Facebook for Seniors. He joins us today to tell us all about it. Welcome, Robbie.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. Before we get started, I just wanted to say that I'm really glad that you're here and that you're sharing your talents with about computers with our senior citizens. Can you give our viewers an idea of what days you'll be teaching and where you're going to be teaching this class?
I'll be teaching this class on July 27th, the 13th, and the 6th. And then August 3rd and 10th at 20 West Washington Street. Right,
and that is the Hagerstown Community Life Center on the 3rd floor. So we hope everybody comes and takes the class. I know that you intentionally decided to limit the class because of the number of computers, but also wanted to serve more people. So you came up with an idea of offering 2 classes each day. Yes. So can you tell us how many students you'll have each time and what time the classes will be offered?
We will be having 4 students in each class. The times will be from 9 to 11. And then from 1 to 3. So folks, if they're morning people, they can take that earlier class, and if they're like to sleep in, they can come to the 1 to 3 class. That's right, yes.
That'd be great. So the program's going to last 5 weeks, and I know you have a little syllabus or curriculum lined up. Can you tell us in order what kinds of things you'll be covering during those 5 weeks?
We will be teaching how to connect to the internet, how to set up an email account, setting up a profile on Facebook for all your password and login information, connecting to friends on Facebook, all of your privacy settings, and then just navigating Facebook in general.
Okay, and why is it that they need to set up an email first?
Well, you need, to start up the Facebook account in the first place, you need like your first name, your last name, and then one of the things is an email account, which you basically need to do anything now online. So we're just going to do that in the early steps just to knock that out, and also so we can get any notifications and updates about their Facebook profiles.
And that would also enable the seniors to have an opportunity to learn a little bit about how to use email if they haven't done that. That's great. That's great. So Robbie, is there a cost to this class?
Oh, no, this class is absolutely free. So.
And that's great. Let me ask you, why is it that you decided to offer this class?
Well, I think that working with computers and technology has always come more easily to me. And I think that it'll be cool if I can actually teach more people how to use it, just because it's not as easy, like, for some people as it would be for other people. So I think especially to help more people, I guess, to bridge the generation gap in this.
Yeah, I think that's really great. And I can tell you just from my experience, my children are way more savvy with social media than I am. I do use Facebook a little bit, but you know, I think that for many seniors, their children or their grandchildren may not live locally, and it's an incredible gift that you're giving them to be able to connect with their grandchildren and their great grands, and you know, and maybe even reconnect with friends from a long time ago. You know, friends from 30 or 50 years ago.
Yes, that's right.
So I really appreciate you doing that. So Robbie, I was wondering if you can just tell me a little bit about what the privacy settings are.
So
what options will they have?
There will be an options to like who can view your profile if you only want people that you're friends with, if you don't want, you know, just anyone to come across your profile, which I myself use, because I think that's really the most important one, just protecting your information, because there's so much you can put on Facebook that like you can put where you went to school if you want to connect with your old classmates and stuff, but I think that it's really important, yeah, to just keep it secure and only have people that you're comfortable with seeing your information.
So will you provide some guidelines to the seniors on that and give them examples?
I will, yes.
That's great. Well, Robbie, I really appreciate you being here today and your service to the community.
Well, thank you very much.
I'd like to thank Robbie for joining us for today's program and for sharing his talents with senior citizens who want to better connect with families and friends. If you want to take Robbie's class, be sure to sign up, as this program, as he said, only accepts 4 participants in each session. Although this class is provided at no cost, registration is definitely required. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Arbors Carson Jewelers has been your community jeweler for over 110 years. We have the region's largest selection of diamonds, designer jewelry, including bridal, gold, and silver fashion jewelry, and fine Swiss timepieces. We strive to combine quality, expert personal attention, and affordable financing to create an exceptional shopping experience aimed at exceeding your expectations. At Carson's Jewelers, there's something for everyone that will bring a smile to that someone special in your life.
This is our home. It's where we've all decided to put down roots and raise families, not because we had to, because we wanted to. And as a business owner, you pour every ounce of energy into doing what's right for you in this community, and you won't and you don't stop until you get what you want, and neither do we. We're Antietam Cable Productions, and it's time to stand up and be seen and heard. You have a voice, and we'll help you tell your story. Antietam Cable Productions, putting the beat into the heart of your business.
I'm the hometown favorite.
I'll outsmart you.
I will beat you.
I'll be surrounded by fans cheering me on.
There's no place like home for fighting cancer.
My turf.
My time.
My team.
Expert care, close to home. The John R. Marsh Cancer Center at Meritus Health.
People don't realize it takes a lot to care for a family member in your home. John's dad was very headstrong, so I think that was a lot for him to get over and try to come to terms with that he had terminal illness. I would recommend everybody to get hospice involved at the get-go. When you first learn about it, get it set up. It's going to make it, I mean, it's terrible what you're going through already, but it's going to make it easier for you in the long run because we couldn't have done it without them.
Call Hospice today. Hospice of Washington County, when time matters most.
Welcome back to Healing, Hope, and Health. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ken Film, owner of South Mountain Dental, located in Boonesboro, where Hospice of Washington County recently opened its 3rd Community Life Center. At the Community Life Centers, HWC provides free professional grief counseling, but it also invites nonprofits and individuals to share their talents, knowledge, and expertise in order to benefit the community. Dr. Film, who says dental health reflects overall well-being, was one of the very first to accept this invitation because he wants to educate the public on the importance of good oral hygiene, and he wants to make a difference in his community. He will be presenting a one-day workshop on the importance of dental health on Thursday, July 9th at 2 p.m. He joins us today for a quick preview. Welcome, Dr. Film. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Bernadette.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. So why does dental health matter? I mean, tell us about that.
Well, your dental health reflects your overall health. And there's 2 basic components to dental health that I believe is the physical, you know, your ability to eat and chew and speak and have facial features, you know, filled out so that you don't look prematurely old,
Mm-hmm.
and the other is emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine walking around, without any teeth.
Mm-hmm. Or in pain.
In pain, you would be a bit reclusive, I think.
Right, right. So what are the most important things to do to protect your teeth so that you have them for your whole life?
The most important thing is to come in and get regular visits with your dentist so that we can catch small things before they become big things, big
Right.
problems. One of the worst things I see with patients is they neglect something until it's out of control. If I could get to it while it's a little problem, I could fix it and correct it and keep that tooth so that you can keep your teeth for life.
And how old should a child be when the parents bring them to the dentist for the first time?
Some people can bring their children even at age 1 just for a quick checkup, but I like to see kids around age 3. That's when we like to check the eruption of the teeth, see what's going on, see what's coming in. But we usually start treating dental problems around age 5.
Okay.
Okay.
And even though that they're still have their baby teeth, you can begin to teach them a little bit about proper hygiene and...
Oh, absolutely. You got to start that when they're very, very young. Even when they're just a little tiny infant, you're rubbing their gums with a washcloth and getting them used to having someone, kind of working in their mouth a little bit.
Do you advise parents on strategies to help their young children, or?
The best thing is to get them into the office so that I can evaluate what's going on and then I guide them in the right direction, because some parents are very good at taking that up and running with it,
right.
And other people need a little bit of help. But the big thing is to stay away from feeding a baby bottle at night,
right,
so that they don't get rampant decay in their baby teeth before they can even get a chance to see the dentist.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So kids lose their teeth, and what about adults losing teeth? I mean, that's a totally different thing, right?
Well, I consider children's teeth almost a practice set. It's like you get to make some mistakes with that first set.
Right.
Although these days, if kids are coming in for regular checkups and following, good dietary habits, they're keeping their teeth with little or no cavities. It used to be that kids, had a lot of problems with teeth. But once you lose your baby teeth, they are designed to fall out. I believe that the baby teeth are in there for that reason. But when you get your adult teeth, they are designed to stay in your mouth your entire life. It's not easy to get those teeth out. They have to go through some disease process in order for them to have to come out.
What are some of the most damaging things that you see happen to people's teeth?
Well, neglect is the worst thing, but our dietary habits can really hurt us. There's a swishing soda is something that's incredibly damaging. Oral piercings are nothing but...
They're bad for the teeth?
They are totally bad for the teeth. I can point to a lot of examples where people have damaged teeth irreversibly from various piercings.
From like a tongue stud hitting a tooth or something?
Yeah, I call that a wrecking ball inside your mouth. I mean, sooner or later it's going to break something.
Okay.
Okay. It's just not advisable for the mouth. Other places, fine, but keep that out of your mouth. Acidic foods, there's a lot of things that damage our teeth. The big thing that adults have to worry about is gum disease, and that is basically from neglect, from not keeping up with good oral care, but seeing the dentist on a regular basis. Because if we can intercept it early, we can correct it.
And I know that from talking with you that you would much rather help somebody keep their teeth than work with dentures, but that you also have a very specific way of helping folks who need dentures.
Yes, I've done a lot of extra training after dental school to learn how to do a better denture and to try to do the best denture that can be done. And a denture in and of itself is still a denture, even if it fits perfectly. If you can tie that in with implants so that you have an implant retained denture, you can almost get your full function back again.
Okay.
But you have to have an excellent denture to go with that implant.
I'd like to thank Dr. Film for joining us here today. If you would like more in-depth information, I hope you'll consider attending The Importance of Good Dental Care at the Boonesboro Community Life Center on Thursday, July 9th at 2 p.m. Dr. Film and I hope to see you there. Thanks for joining us.